Here in class number 7, I call it behind the scenes, a story to explain. I was working on a cruise ship and I was walking around the gift shop one day and I heard a little bell that you go ding. You hear sometimes that annoying sound ding, and I heard it and I just looked around and I saw all of the people that worked in the gift shop kind of look around. And so afterwards, my friend Charlie, who worked there, I asked her, I said, Charlie, what was that all about? And she goes, oh, Dave, when somebody comes up and asks us a stupid question in a gift shop on the cruise ship, like, how much is that sweatshirt? And I said, which one? The one on the table that says all sweatshirts are $19.95. That's a true story. That really happened. Or the standard line that people actually come up and say, this elevator outside, does that go to the front of the ship? These people ask the people in the gift shop the most stupid questions. So when that happens, what they do is they go to the counter, main counter, and they ring that bell, ding, 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 ding. And what happens is everybody around, all the people that work there, they hear it and they all kind of smile. They want to know what happens. Then what that person does, it rings a bell, they take out a book from underneath the counter and they write down what the stupid question is. Now, sometimes they may go on, when the guests aren't around and they'll talk about, what did you say? What did you say? We didn't do that. But here's the best thing they do. Then at the end of the day, or maybe a couple days later, whenever they decide as a group, they all go to the crew bar, have their favorite beverage, they take out the book, they read the question, and they all as a group say back to them what they'd really like to say. To each other, not to the real guest, but they actually say to each other what they really want to say to those stupid questions they ask. Now, what do? They're blowing off steam, they're having a laugh, and they're doing something incredible, is they're building a team. That laughter and laughing about that, but you have to do it behind the scenes with some of these people. You can't do it in front of the people because you don't want to offend them, whether it's not a gift shop, but also with your guest as well, with your, the person that you care for. You get what I'm talking about. I'm going to bring back Dr. Celio here, and he's going to let you know, as a person that's providing the care, why it's so important as a group and a team, why you have to go let it out, and he's got a great metaphor.
At the suicide hotline, it was actually a pretty small room, just a bank of phones around the edges, and there was this table in the middle that we would all sit in when we weren't talking on the phones. And sometimes you'd have a really rough day. Maybe there'd be 3 of you there, and you get 9 calls, and you just have 3 of you just back-to-back phone calls, and it'd be very rough. And you're just absorbing all those stories. And a lot of times you don't know what happens. You give them support, you give them referrals. And then they say they're fine for now, and then they hang up. But you never know, so it's hard just to let it go. So I'm really happy that it's a closed room that we do it in, because the laughter, the sick jokes, the bad jokes, the hotline humor that comes out, we wouldn't want to make it public, but we have to do it so we can take that next phone call and be ready to absorb whatever they have to say, to get into their life and their pain, just to squeeze that sponge of the pain that we've absorbed. And it's a vital part of self-care. So self-care is a big topic in therapy right now. We've hit a time where schools and training programs really want to take care of the helper, of the counselor or social worker or whoever. They really want that person to be okay, because a lot of burnout happens. So in my mind, and how it's been told to me, is that we're absorbing so much, and sometimes it's childhood trauma or someone's substance abuse that they just can't stop, and you get your hopes up when they do stop, and then they might use again, and then you absorb those feelings of the shame that they might feel. You pull it in from them, and you try to hold it for them and free them of it. And so you absorb it into your sponge. So self-care is the idea of being able to laugh or go on a vacation, or somehow squeeze that sponge out by laughing or something, so that you can help that next person, so your sponge is not full.
You have to do that, don't you? Whichever person you're giving care for, you have to approach them with the fresh first time, I care about you, so you're not completely burned out. So what you have to do is find a way to squeeze that sponge. I have never seen anything that can help better than humor and laughter that can do that, whether it's a team. Now, if you want to do it by yourself, do it. Remember we talked about earlier. Remember that? Remember that? Laugh as hard as you can for 20 seconds. And I mean laugh hard. So you got snot coming out of your nose and tears. Do it by yourself. And you know, if you're doing that, you have to wear a mask. But anyway, you know what I'm getting at, is go have a laugh and get it out, because you got to approach that person that you're giving the care to in a fresh way. That is the value of laughter and humor, to get it out for you. Now in the next class, it'll be the final class in the series with Dr. Dodini, with Dr. Celio, with Bernie, with Patch. We're going to put it all together so then you can walk away or hop away or ride away, or however you want to go away from this and go, I get how I can do it to make my care for the person that I'm caring for even better, and how you can help squeeze your sponge so you can do your job better and go have a fun, healthy, good life.